How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are going over everything we read for the last week. It's not a crazy stack. I'm all caught up on my single issues, so it's gonna be everything that I get new, and then of course some paperbacks I'm trying to catch up on, which we have one paperback and some issues right there. As you can see, we got a paperback. We'll do the paperback first. Actually, we'll get that one out of the way because it is the only one. The first paperback we finished this week was Flashpoint Beyond. I finished Flashpoint a while back. Now I needed to read this one because it's supposed to be the story afterwards with mainly Batman in that timeline that the Flash created in Flashpoint. Overall, this is a great story. I definitely recommend reading it. If you read the Flashpoint, you can go to this. If you haven't read Flashpoint, read that one first and then do Flashpoint Beyond, because this is the part after the Flashpoint. It would make a lot more sense once you read Flashpoint, but this one's really good. I definitely recommend reading it. It's a 5 out of 5 for me. Batman is insane in this one. You know, you get a little bit of the Flash as well. Not too much though. It's just Batman dealing with the universe after the Flashpoint. So don't want to go too much into it just because if you haven't read Flashpoint, I definitely recommend reading that first. But now we're gonna go into our single issues. I'm gonna do the pick of the week, and then the number one issues that I read, and then of course continuous stories that I've been reading. So the first one, definitely my pick of the week. If you saw my TikTok, you can tell why. It's an amazing story and I'm excited for it. The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 1 was a fantastic start to the new series. I can't complain about it whatsoever. I'm excited for this series. Next, we read Fire and Ice When Hell Freezes Over. This is issue number 1. This is a DNA cover. The bleed-in covers that I got, which is gonna be on the wall, but I wanted to show it off first. But that's it right there. Great story on this one as well. Stay tuned on TikTok. I haven't posted it yet by the time this goes up, but I am going to do a review on this. It was a good story. Don't know anything about the characters, but it was fun to read, and I'm excited to see where the story goes and learn a little more about the characters. It's not hard to figure out the characters' abilities and stuff like that, but that's part of the story. You have to stay tuned for that TikTok to know what I'm talking about. So that one was good. Another one that I picked up a little late, but I read over the week, which was Daredevil Cold Day in Hell number 1. This one was actually really good too. I don't have any much Daredevil issues. I do got a paperback that I got to read, which is the premium collection that just came out. But this is my first Daredevil issue. If you know a little about Daredevil, you'll be okay on this one. But other than that, you don't need to know anything much about the past, at least not the way it started. It kind of its own little story. Supposed to be in the future after some war and stuff like that. It's really good. I definitely recommend picking it up. You know, if you can still pick up issue number 1 from your LCS, I definitely recommend doing that. This one's pretty cool. I thought I had to read the second part of this issue before I read the third part, because this is the trilogy part of it, but you don't. It explains it pretty well, because I kind of just went in and read it, which is Deadpool kills the multi-universe one last time. It's its own little story. It references in the beginning like how the other issues, but it doesn't really matter in this, at least not at the moment. So you can definitely pick this up if you haven't read the other ones and read it. Definitely recommend doing it. It's actually pretty cool. A cool read and a little take on Deadpool. But now we're just going into everything that we also read, which is Storm issue number 7. That story was pretty cool. You got her dealing with some thunder gods, and then she went to go look for Thor. Thor shows up at the end. Pretty cool. I like that. Laura Kinney Wolverine issue number 5. You got that one. They finished the arc with Bucky on this one, and now it's going to start a new arc, I believe, on the next one, unless it continues if he returns or something like that. But as of right now, towards the end of the story, Bucky's gone. So that's a good story there. Next, we got Doctor Strange of Asgard issue number 2. That one was a good read as well. You got Doctor Strange trying to figure out how to help Loki with the situation that's going on. He doesn't believe that Loki did it on purpose. He knows that Loki killed it, and Loki's like, yeah, I killed the person, but I don't know why. So he's trying to figure that out. Pretty cool story on that one. Next, you got Aquaman issue number 4. I did get the DNA cover on that one, which is pretty cool. This story is trying to figure out how Aquaman has a bigger part of this whole Darkseid situation. He has to deal with his own issue with Atlantis and stuff like that, but it looks like kind of deep down he might be part of some prophecy. I don't know. It's a crazy story. I definitely recommend it though. It's a cool little arc for Aquaman for sure. Next, we got Action Comics 1085. That one was the start of a new series, which is really good, of the Superman new story arc. This takes place before, I think, Lois becomes Superwoman and stuff like that. It's supposed to be before Absolute Power. Action Comics kind of just go back and forth, like, oh, this is right before, this is right after, oh, we're going back to right before. It's pretty cool. Kind of just mixes up the story arcs. So pretty cool on that one. Next, we got Absolute Batman issue number 7. That one was insane. You got more Bruce Wayne than Batman in this one, which means I think it's setting up for the next issue for a lot of Batman, of him being as Batman. But this one's more Bruce and trying to figure out what to do in the world and everything like that. Pretty cool. Next, you got Batman Dark Patterns issue number. Oh god, I dropped it. Issue number 5. That one was pretty good. Can't complain. It got a little deeper. You find out who's behind the whole thing, and it's like a big surprise because you wouldn't expect this person to be behind the situation that's going on. So pretty cool. Next, we got the Ultimates issue number 11. In my video that I did talking about how I'm picking this up, and when I did New Comic Book Day, how I picked it up and saying like, oh, the description kind of says something about being a hero. Maybe Loki's gonna be a hero. He is not a hero on this one. He is a villain to the T. If it could change, cool. But as of right now, he's like one of the worst villains. Like Loki's pretty bad in the normal universe. In this universe, he's even worse. So I definitely recommend reading it, though. It was pretty fun to read and learn about Loki in that situation. Next, we got Batman and Robin issue number 20. I believe this is a new story arc. It's continuing from the last story arc, but this is like part 1 of the new story arc, even though it's the same situation that's going on with Memento and everything like that. So you got Batman trying to find Damian, and he's got everybody, and I mean everybody, all the Robins, Nightwings, Batgirls, everybody that had helped him before, try to find Damian as Robin. So pretty insane. Definitely recommend reading that as well. And last but not least, we got Green Lantern Corps issue number 3. Pretty cool story. They got a bigger issue there. Sorrow was dealing with, getting this stuff for the battery, so they're dealing with that. But then something big happened with this planet turned into a god. Basically, it's pretty insane. It was like on this planet, kept growing, boom, turned into this god. And then Hawk Girl came and Hawk Woman or whatever her name is, came to talk to it. It was like, hey, you're a god of my people. Let us live, and I will bring, the word of you about and stuff like that. And he's like, all right, you got lucky here, son. I was about to kill all you. But pretty cool story. Still continue with Sorrow. Sorrow was like, oh, this doesn't stop the plan. So good story overall. I think it's gonna continue in Green Lantern, regular, and then I think it goes back and forth pretty much. So that's pretty cool. But that's everything that we read for New Comic Book. Sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about. That's everything I read. Mostly comics from New Comic Book Day, but that's everything I read in the last week, plus the paperback. Pretty cool. A good stack there. I think the stacks are gonna be a lot smaller now. I am gonna try to get through my paperbacks before I try to buy more. The only ones I buy more are like the compacts, because they're cheap for $10. Premium collections that come out, if I'm not caught up, I'm still gonna try to get those so I can collect them, because I want to collect all the ones that I can. But that's everything we read. If you guys enjoyed this kind of video, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We are currently at 165, 35 away on hitting 200 for the year. So please share the video and subscribe if you're not already. It means a lot to me. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.